Hello and welcome to my channel, all of you. This is the part 6 of our series of video. Don't be afraid of English speaking. If you have not watched my earlier series, kindly go and watch it. Okay, I'll put the link in this video. Okay, let's get started. My sixth tip for today is try to surround yourself with English every day. Now, how are you going to do it? The most easy things I'm going to tell you. First, watch TV shows, movies and video on your mobile in English. Second, what you can do is read English newspaper, which will help you learn new words, and because of reading English newspaper, you will able to speak fluently as well. Next, if you have kids in your house, read stories to them in English. Okay, by doing these things, you will be able to learn. Firstly, when you will be able to hear English when you're watching these TV shows and videos, you will be able to know how exactly English is spoken. And then by reading newspaper, you'll be learning new vocabulary, and by reading stories, you will learn how to practice speaking English naturally. Okay, let's get started. Today we have something new for you. I have 3 different things for you. The difference between poetry, prose and story. Okay, and I'll be in this video we'll be covering how to read a poetry, how to recite a poetry, how to read a prose, and how to read stories. Okay, there are 3 different ways of reading all 3 of it. Okay, and if you want to know the detail, what is a poetry, what is a prose and what is a story, it's there on your screen. You can go through it. For me, in simpler words, I'll tell you, poetry is like singing your thoughts. Okay, and prose is like when we talk normally, that is prose. And story is telling something exciting or meaningful that happened. In simpler words, if you want the detail, it's there on your screen. Okay, let's get started. This is the poem The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. This is one of the very famous poem. So I want you to read this poem along with me. First, if you want to listen to me, well and good. Then you can repeat it yourself. Okay, if you want to read it with me, you can do that as well. Okay, let's get started without wasting any time. The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. 2 roads diverge in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveller, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could. Know where it bent in the undergrowth, then took the other, and just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay, and leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads one to way, I doubted if I could ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh. However, ages and ages since, 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. Now this is how a poetry is read. Okay, now we'll go to how prose has to be read. Okay, let's get started. A day at the beach. The beach was quiet in the early morning. The sky was painted in soft colors, pink, orange and light blue. While the sun slowly rose over the horizon, the sound of the waves clashing against the shore was calming, like gentle rhythm that never stopped. I walked barefoot on the cool sand, feeling it slip between my toes. tiny seashells were scattered along the shore, some shiny and colorful, others smooth and white. I picked up the small shell and admired its delicate design. Nearby, a group of seashells flew low, their cries echoing in the salty air. As the sun climbed higher, the beach became warmer. The water sparkled like a million tiny diamonds under the sunlight. A family arrived, their daughter filling the quiet space as the children ran towards the wave. They splashed and played. The joy is contagious. I sat on a rock and watched the scene unfold. The ocean seemed endless, stretching far beyond what my eyes could see. It reminded me of how big and beautiful the world is, full of moments waiting to be discovered. When it was time to leave, I felt peaceful and refreshed, and if the beach had shared its calm and energy with me. Okay, this is how a prose is to be read. Now let's see how we are going to read a story. This is also a very famous story. I hope all of you already know it. But today we will learn how we are going to read it, the correct way of reading it. Okay, let's get started. The Tortoise and the Hare. Once upon a time, there was a speedy hare who loved to boast about how fast he could run. I am the fastest animal in the forest. No one can beat me in a race, he would say. One day, the tortoise, who was slow but wise, decided to challenge the hare. Let's have a race, the tortoise said calmly. The hare laughed and laughed. A race with you? This will be the easiest win of my life. The other animals gathered to watch the race. The fox was chosen as the referee. He marked the starting line and the finish line, then shouted, "Ready, set, go!" The hare zoomed ahead, leaving the tortoise far behind. This is too easy, the hare thought. Halfway through the race, he saw a shady tree and decided to take a nap. I will rest here for a while. The tortoise will never catch up. Meanwhile, the tortoise kept walking, slowly but steadily, step by step. He moved closer to the finish line. He didn't stop to rest or look back. When the hare woke up, he stretched and yawned. Time to finish the race. But when he looked ahead, he saw the tortoise crossing the finish line. The hare was shocked. How could this happen? He asked. The tortoise smiled and said, "Slow and steady wins the race." Okay? This slow and steady goes to you all also. It's okay. You are not in a race to learn English fast. It has to be slow and steady. Then only you will win. Okay? So, these are from my side 3 words of expanding vocabulary for this video session. My first word is ambitious, which is an adjective, meaning having a strong desire to achieve something. Example is, she is an ambitious student who wants to become a doctor. Next word is admire. It is a verb and its meaning is to respect or like someone or something. Example, I admire her dedication to her work. Next word is empathy, which is a noun. Its meaning is the ability to understand and share another person's feeling. Example, she showed empathy by comforting her friend during a difficult time. We come to the end of this session. Hope you like the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Do follow my channel for more such videos. See you in the next session. See you in the next video. Bye bye. Till then, happy learning.